If you've been towing an RV long enough, you've probably come close to at least one of these mistakes. Most of them feel harmless in the moment, but they add up quietly, and by the time you notice, you're looking at a repair bill that could have been completely avoided. Here are the 15 that cost RV owners the most money. Mistake 1. Towing more than your truck is rated for. This one seems obvious, but you would be surprised how many RV owners buy a trailer that sits right at the edge of their truck's rated capacity, or just slightly over it. On flat roads, it feels fine. The problems show up on grades, in heat, and on long highway runs where the extra weight creates sustained strain the powertrain was never designed to carry. The logic is simple. More weight means more work. More work means more heat. And heat is the #1 killer of transmissions, brakes, and wheel bearings. Always know your truck's actual payload and tow ratings, not just the headline number on the window sticker, but the real figures from your door jamb sticker for your specific build. If you are at the edge, you are already in the danger zone. Mistake 2. Not using towhaul mode. A lot of drivers hook up the trailer and head out without ever pressing the towhaul button. It feels like a minor thing. It is not. Towhaul mode changes the truck's transmission shift logic so it holds lower gears longer, avoids the top overdrive gear's underload, and uses engine braking on descents. Without it, the transmission hunts constantly for the highest gear it can maintain, which creates heat and wear on every shift cycle. Switching on towhaul takes 2 seconds, and it is one of the clearest improvements modern trucks have over older platforms. Make it the first thing you do after hooking up the trailer before you leave the driveway. Mistake 3. Ignoring transmission temperature. Sometimes you can do everything right and the transmission will still heat up, especially on long climbs in summer heat with a heavy trailer. The mistake is not watching the temperature gauge and not pulling over when the numbers start climbing past the normal range. If transmission fluid overheats, it loses its ability to lubricate and cool the internal components. Parts that should last 200,000 miles start failing at 80,000. The fix is free. Pull over, idle for 10 minutes, let the fluid temperature drop before you continue. Losing 30 minutes on a road trip is a much better outcome than a $6,000 rebuild at a shop 2 states from home. Mistake 4. Wrong hitch height and trailer level. I have seen this one at campgrounds more times than I can count. I will be honest, I did not pay enough attention to it myself in the early days. A trailer that sits nose up or nose down puts uneven load on the hitch, the truck's rear suspension, and the trailer's axles. A nose-down trailer transfers too much tongue weight onto the truck's rear and lifts the front axle, reducing steering control. A nose-up trailer reduces tongue weight below the safe minimum and creates sway. The trailer should sit level, or within 1 inch of level when fully loaded. Check it every time you load the rig, not just once when you first set up the hitch. Mistake 5. Skipping the weight distribution hitch on heavy trailers. If you are towing a travel trailer over 6,000 pounds on a half-ton or 3/4-ton truck and you are not using a weight distribution hitch, you are towing unsafe, regardless of how smooth the highway feels. A weight distribution hitch transfers a portion of the tongue weight back onto the front axle of the truck, restoring steering feel and brake effectiveness that the tongue weight removes. Trucks that tow heavy loads without one develop a characteristic nose-high, tail-low attitude that looks wrong because it is wrong. The front wheels carry less load, steering response is reduced, and braking distance increases significantly. A quality weight distribution hitch runs $400 to $800. A front-end collision caused by reduced steering response costs considerably more than that. Mistake 6. Accelerating too hard when pulling out. Aggressive acceleration while towing puts an enormous surge of torque through the transmission, the drive shaft, and the hitch components in a very short time. A couple of hard launches will not destroy anything, but if hard acceleration becomes a habit, you are creating the exact heat and wear cycle that shortens transmission life. The practical alternative is not slower travel, it is smoother travel. Gradual throttle application gets you to highway speed just as effectively and gives the transmission time to build torque through its designed operating range rather than hammering it with a sudden load spike. You will still pass the truck in front of you. It will just take a few more seconds and cost you nothing in repair bills. Mistake 7. Poor weight distribution inside the trailer. Where the weight sits inside your trailer determines how the trailer behaves on the road and how hard the truck has to work to control it. Too much weight behind the trailer's axles reduces tongue weight, and that causes sway. Too much weight in front of the axles increases tongue weight beyond what the hitch and the truck's rear suspension are rated for. The target is to keep roughly 60% of the cargo weight forward of the axle and 40% behind it, with 10 to 15% of the trailer's total weight on the hitch. I know it is easy to just load the trailer however things fit, especially in the excitement of getting on the road. But taking 20 minutes to distribute the load correctly before every trip is one of the simplest things you can do to make towing safer and reduce drivetrain stress. Mistake 8. Riding the brakes downhill. Riding the brakes on a long downhill grade is one of the most common habits that feels safe, but quietly damages both the brake system and the transmission. When you stay on the brakes continuously, they overheat, fade, and in severe cases lose stopping power entirely, which is a serious safety event with a loaded trailer pushing from behind. The better approach is engine braking in a lower gear, which lets the drivetrain absorb the speed rather than the brakes. Tow-haul mode handles much of this automatically by holding lower gears on descents. If you are on a steep grade and the truck is still accelerating despite tow-haul, manually select a lower gear with the minus button. Your brakes are for stopping in an emergency, not for managing speed on a descent. Mistake 9. Skipping trailer brake controller calibration. A trailer brake controller that is not calibrated correctly either underbrakes, letting the trailer push the truck, or overbrakes, locking the trailer wheels and causing sway. Both are dangerous, and both accelerate wear on the truck's brake system, the trailer's axles, and the hitch. The gain setting on your brake controller should be adjusted on a quiet road at 25 miles per hour. Apply the trailer brakes manually and adjust the gain until you can feel the trailer braking firmly without locking up. Do this every season and whenever you change trailers. It takes 10 minutes, and it directly determines how safely your rig stops in an emergency. Mistake 10. Neglecting transmission fluid intervals under towing load. Transmission fluid is the lifeblood of the gearbox. It lubricates all the moving parts, cools them, and keeps shifts smooth rather than harsh and jerky. The service interval in your owner's manual was written for normal driving, not for pulling a loaded fifth wheel up a mountain grade in July. Towing puts the transmission under sustained load, and that generates far more heat than the manufacturer's service interval was calibrated around. Degraded fluid loses its protective film, allows more friction between components, generates even more heat, and accelerates wear on clutches, seals, and gears. If your truck spends significant time towing, service the transmission on or before the manual's interval, not after. The cost of a fluid change is a small fraction of the cost of a rebuild. Mistake 11. No auxiliary transmission cooler. Most trucks come with a transmission cooler as part of a factory towing package, but not all of them, and the factory cooler on a half-ton is often undersized for sustained heavy towing in warm weather. An auxiliary transmission cooler adds external cooling capacity that keeps fluid temperature in a safe range during the conditions that push factory systems past their limits. They are not expensive. A quality auxiliary cooler runs $80 to $200 in parts, plus a few hours of installation. If you tow regularly in summer heat or in mountainous terrain, an auxiliary cooler is one of the best preventive investments you can make in the drivetrain. Think of it as an insurance policy that costs $150 and pays out every time you climb a grade without the temperature gauge rising. Mistake 12. Towing without checking tire pressure on both vehicles. A tire blowout on a trailer at highway speed is one of the most dangerous events in recreational vehicle towing. The trailer lurches, the truck reacts, and if the driver is not prepared, the combination can cause a jackknife or a rollover. Most blowouts are preventable. They happen because trailer tires are running underinflated, overloaded, or are simply too old. Trailer tires should be replaced at 5 to 6 years, regardless of tread depth, because the rubber compounds degrade from ultraviolet exposure and ozone, even when the tire is not being used. Check. Trailer tire pressure cold before every trip, not just at the beginning of the season. Check the load range on the tire against the actual loaded weight of the trailer. A tire rated for 2,000 pounds that is carrying 2,400 pounds is not going to tell you it is about to fail. Mistake 13. Not warming up the transmission before heavy towing. When everything is cold, transmission fluid is thicker and does not flow through the system as efficiently as it does at operating temperature. That thicker fluid means higher friction and slower circulation until the fluid warms up. Unlike the engine, the transmission does not warm up significantly just from idling in the driveway, because most of its internal components are not spinning at idle. Do not assume idling brings the transmission to operating temperature. Hooking up a heavy trailer and immediately asking the transmission to work at full load before the fluid has reached operating temperature is a stress event. Repeated over many trips, that accelerates wear faster than normal operating conditions. The fix is simple. Drive a short distance without the trailer or use very light throttle first. When you pull out with the RV, take the first few miles gently. No hard acceleration, no full throttle merges. Give the fluid a chance to circulate and reach operating temperature before you ask the drivetrain to do serious work. Wheel bearing failure on a trailer is one of those failures that gives almost no warning before it becomes catastrophic. A bearing that is running dry of grease will heat up, seize, and either lock the wheel or allow the wheel to separate from the axle entirely, both of which are dangerous at highway speed with the truck and trailer combination. Trailer wheel bearings should be inspected and repacked with fresh grease at least once per year, or every 12,000 miles of towing, whichever comes first. It is not an expensive service. It is a 30-minute job at most independent shops, or a manageable DIY procedure for anyone comfortable with basic maintenance. The cost of a bearing repack is a fraction of what a wheel separation costs in property damage, and immeasurably less than what it costs in the event of a resulting accident. Mistake 15. Driving too fast for the conditions. Speed limits on highways were set for passenger cars without trailers. A travel trailer or fifth wheel changes the aerodynamic profile, the weight distribution, and the handling characteristics of the entire combination in ways that make high highway speeds significantly more dangerous than they feel. Sway typically begins between 55 and 65 miles per hour, depending on the trailer's weight and wind conditions, and it can escalate from mild oscillation to a jackknife in seconds if the driver reacts incorrectly. The physics are clear. The faster you go, the faster sway can develop and the less time you have to respond. Most experienced RV towers target 60 to 62 miles per hour as a comfortable, stable cruise speed. You will add 20 minutes to a 4-hour trip. You will arrive with your truck, your trailer, and your cargo intact. Final thoughts. Every single mistake on this list comes down to the same two things: heat and load management. When those two variables are controlled, transmissions last, tires stay on wheels, bearings run clean, and the only bill you get at the end of a camping season is for fuel. Most of these fixes cost nothing except attention. A few cost less than $200. None of them cost as much as the damage they prevent. Which one surprised you the most? I am guessing it was the wheel bearing repack, but let me know in the comments if it was something else. And if there are towing mistakes I did not cover, tell me which ones in the comments. The suggestions that get the most likes will become the next video. If this helped you protect your rig, hit subscribe. We publish practical RV ownership content every week, the kind that keeps expensive repair bills off your dashboard and your camping trips on schedule. See you in the next one.